I understand the reason for anonymity because of the nature of the issue that you had.
Hi. Okay, I had what I thought was piles. It started about 11 years ago. And as it usually does, it starts off quite mild, but then it developed, became into very serious hemorrhoids. And later on, when I researched, I realized I had the third stage or even fourth stage, if there's something like that. So it was a very serious hemorrhoids where the pain was excruciating. You could not sit properly, you could not stand, and of course going to the toilet every morning was really a nightmare.
Wow.
Quite depressing. In the last 4 years, I must have been to at least 5 doctors. Yes, in total I went to 5. And the reason I went to 5 is because I was trying my best to avoid surgery, and most of the doctors would recommend surgery. Yeah, I had a very serious prolapse. Prolapse is like the vein is seriously swollen, inflamed, and it hangs out
Of the rectum.
Yes, hangs out of the rectum, and it could be a swelling, let's say about even as big as 2 inches. What you call long, and it would be absolutely swollen hard, and then sometimes you will not automatically you would want to put it back into your rectum, but it would be so painful and difficult. It would cause bleeding, sometimes very heavy bleeding, especially every morning when you go to the toilet, but sometimes even otherwise. And yeah, really very uncomfortable, very, very painful, and quite depressing at times because you can't go to the toilet wherever you like. The thought of going to the toilet and the pain and the process involved it used to take so much time, and so it started to get quite depressing.
And you were finally scheduled for surgery, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, because it became so bad. And the nature of my work, I said I might even lose my job because of this. So I finally went to a big hospital, recommended by someone, a doctor recommended by, and they did all the tests and various things. And before you do an operation or surgery, they have some pre-operation procedures and tests to be conducted to know whether you're fit enough. And all this cost me, I guess, over the years in a few lakhs, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
Yeah, it was costing a lot. I was scheduled for the surgery. So, let me tell you also, during the 4 years, 5 years of suffering, I was permanently noticing I'm on the internet, researching about this problem. And I saw so many things on the internet. Eat this, eat that, this kind of fruits and all sorts of things, and I tried it all. Quite frankly, it did not really work. In fact, some of the things made the situation worse. So I felt drained of it. I had no choice but to go to surgery. But anyhow, I was so lucky. I think it was 4 days or 5 days before my surgery was scheduled, and immediately started his treatment, because if you read on the internet, there are so many surgeries that have gone wrong. I must also say, nowadays there's lots of advertising by hospitals and all that. You will be fine in 4 days. But in my case, when I actually asked the doctor, because I had to travel, he said no, 20-25 days, 1 month you have to be at home. You can't be traveling and working and all this sort of thing. And end of it, the problem recurs again. It comes back after some time, even after surgery.
Right.
And for the surgeries that have gone wrong, it can be apparently an absolute nightmare.
So, if I can ask you, what happened after you consulted with us, and how long did it take? How did life change?
Well, after I consulted, I was just, I think I spoke to you only for 7 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes. You told me what has to be done very quickly, and I was noting everything down. And thereafter, you followed up. But when I strictly followed this regimen, which is very, very simple things like food, what not to eat and what to eat, and the timings of when to eat, and some extremely basic exercises, I found that this entire problem was solved in about 3 weeks, almost entirely.
Which means even your prolapse, which was hanging out of the
Yes.
rectum, also disappeared, or is it still there?
No, the prolapse is also disappeared completely, and I didn't imagine that could happen because I thought once there's a swelling, it has to be removed.
Right.
But I was surprised that it has just subsided, and then completely relaxed.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So this is the thing, and it seems like a miracle because after being to so many doctors and spending so much of money, I just found such a simple treatment that can solve this problem. Thank you so much, sir. I am so grateful and feel so good because this disease can be quite depressing besides being painful.
Extremely happy for you, and I know you're looking forward, I hope, certainly you're looking forward to life being extremely joyful, productive, and not worrying about simple things that you have to think or you had to think about prior to how life has changed now.